All right. I thought today was a lot of effort, a lot of detail. There's a lot of excitement. All the work that went into summer and the investment of all the off season, and we've talked before about the chip on the shoulder and all of it. I mean, there is an edge. I'd almost say a tension that comes with that, and so to kind of get it where you can unleash it and kind of play and have fun in the midst of all that was cool. And so I thought guys were able to do that, and was the cleanest that it's been for a first day. And so that goes back to just all the work that we've put in, whether it's been winter, spring, and summer. There's been a lot of hours put into all of it, so good to see. I think the feeling around the team is good. I think they're excited. They know there's a chance to really be good, and they're going to fight for it. Take questions. You guys got them.
Dave, even knowing, first game's not that far away, do you have to be careful in terms of what you do in camp? Just as far as the work you do, physical work, tackling, that kind of stuff?
I think we do. You go back a couple of years, and we were able to kind of run a script that we'd run before, and just had no injuries. And really since then it hasn't been that way, particularly last year. And so you're always conscious of that. I know for sure we are. And so, especially early in camp, it's a bit of a test, because you got young guys that need reps, and then you've got old guys that have got some miles on the tires. And so that balance, I think, is all that's happening right now.
I know it's just day one. Are you any closer to a decision at quarterback?
No, there's good things though. I thought we have put-ups and call-ups at the end of practice. So the put-ups, if guys are doing positive things, and a call-up if a guy's below the line needs to get called up, and guys were able to put up DQ. So that was really good. And so I think good first day for him. Sawyer's battling and doing his stuff, and so I'm excited to see.
Coach, is there any concern that comes to mind when you bring in a guy like Ketron, and I'm sure in the NIL era he was compensated fairly, and it seems like a motivation from the outside fan, making him a starter. If he proves it, to this point there hasn't been that clear-cut area. Is that concern?
I'm really concerned about winning games, and so I'm basically concerned about that.
Offensive line was kind of a question last year. Has anybody in that group really asserted themselves early on? How is that group looking early on in camp?
There have been people that have been assertive. I think that group has the most, is probably the most intense and most anger management and all that. It's a good thing. And so I think they've been through the most. Not completely all their fault. And so, there's good things today, and then there's a lot of accountability and a lot of, hey, this needs to be better. And if there's any squad that's that way, it's them. And so just the drive and the passion and all that, and then the talent, I know it's going to happen.
How do you do the dance of kind of picking up more responsibilities on the defensive side, but still overseeing all the other groups, just on day one? How are you balancing that?
It's hard to balance. I think it takes hours in the morning when it's just you, and there's not, the pool of this or that, to kind of have a plan, kind of work through it. I think the ability to kind of pull from stuff in the past, whether that's defense or just being a head coach, of, hey, these are what day ones look like, these are what day twos look like. You pull on that experience. And then we got coaches that have been head coaches and have been in that role, and so you can rely on them too.
Dave, with what y'all added in receiver, with Ashton coming in and Jamal coming in, do you feel maybe as good about the receiver group as just about any position on the team? Or?
I do. I know that there's talent there. We have not performed at that level, whether that's been, the blocks that have to happen and the throws that have to happen, and just all the things. I take responsibility for that. And so we've got talent there. We added more talent. It's past due to perform.
Coach, is there anything that's unique about maybe the first day of fall camp where it differs from maybe the first day of spring camp, even
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you feel the urgency for sure. And you feel kind of the buildup of all of it. I think when it's spring, it's kind of, hey, I'm just learning this. It's the first time I've been in this pool. You kind of dip your toe in. Is it cold? Is it hot? And we're jumping in now, the deep end. And I think for that, for sure, that was happening today. And then I think, tomorrow we'll work in triple option. We'll work that 5 times here at fall camp for a game coming up early in our schedule. And so I think those things all remind you that it's just around the corner.
In the spring, I know you said that you saw a lot of guys knocking heads and really competing out there. Is any of that kind of fire carried over so far?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we had a couple periods today in the indoor, and even out here where it's that way. And so that's a good feeling, man, when you're passionate about that and all that kind of spills out. I think everyone kind of knows where you are and knows how much it means, and it gets them to get their stuff right.
When you headset to helmet communication, do you implement that in fall camp?
We did, yeah. I think, I know offensively they're really kind of pushing the boundaries of that, which is pretty cool, and it forces us to do that too on defense, and that's going to come up. Anytime there's something new, you kind of have to have a plan, then you got to adjust as it goes for everyone else's plan, And so I think that's happening right now, and I think that is a bonus of having an offense that's the offense of the league, is that you can work through all that out. This is, hey, we're on the ball early, we got a call, we can adjust the call or late with a thumbs up, thumbs down, something to the cue, and it just rolls fast. All of it if the mic's still on. And so I think having a plan for that is a critical thing. We got some good reps at that today.
How important is it to have a guy like Coach Stabile, who has had that head coaching experience, almost be a second head coach out there, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, we got a lot of veteran coaches, guys that I respect and I trust, and what's cool is everyone's working together, and everyone's talking through things, and everyone's working to get on the same page. I think everyone feels the same urgency, and so that's a good feeling when you get here early in the morning and everyone's hustling, bustling, and the light ain't up, and you know that today's going to be a good day. All right. Thank you, guys.
I guess what was the first day like? You've had a few first days here now with spring and fall and stuff. What was today like?
I feel like today was good. It was good to get back. I mean, we had like a lot of injuries starting to practice. Like before practice, we were so excited to get back. It was super competitive. The defense was really competitive today. I feel like on the offensive end, we could have brought it a little bit more, but we all had like a lot of juice to start practice. So I feel like it was good.
Coach Aranda talked a lot about urgency. Do you feel that urgency, and how much has that trickled down throughout the team?
That trickled down throughout the team a lot. Like he stated that today, and I truly felt that from every single coach that was on the team today. And it made the players all the players we had to pick it up everywhere. I felt that throughout the whole team.
How do you feel about that receiver core? With bringing in Jamal and Ashton and just the group y'all had back. How do you feel about that group as a whole?
I feel like we've really grown from last year. We really matured, and adding them two and adding our freshman Jaden, I feel like they just add a lot of talent to the team, and I feel like that just boosted everybody confidence, boosted everybody play, and I just feel like we're gonna be really good.
Looking at the DBs across from you, is there a guy who pushes you the most out of any of them?
I mean, I got a few guys, but Caden Jenkins, he usually do it. Then Snacks just returned. I didn't win against him before, but me and him go at it a lot, so I feel like he pushed me a lot too.
Just speaking with Dave right now, he seems a little bit more intense and maybe more serious than he's been. Are you guys feeling that?
Yeah, that's why I was saying, back to your question, yeah, we definitely, we feeling that. He's stating that, and how he felt right here, that's exactly how he felt on the field. He want to make sure everything right, and he want to hold us to a standard.
Is he talking about winning games more, period?
Yeah, we got to win. There's nothing else, everything we got to do. If he said they got to pick up coaching, we got to pick up our play. Everybody got to be involved in it. And he's very intense about that.
For you as a receiver, is it a little bit more fun to play in a Jake Stabile offense as opposed to maybe the run first offense you were here from last year?
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. I feel like, just going out there, that, we probably going to pass it more often than, run it. But I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm super excited. When I get out there and we call the play, I don't care what it is. I just have an exciting about it because I know we can have an explosive play whenever we want.
It's a good retention from the spring, you know, the install of the spring, and now picking it back up today.
Yeah, we slowly added simple stuff, like just so we can execute. That was our main thing today, was to execute. So we just went through basic stuff, but it was just to execute. But it's the same day one install from the spring, pretty much.
For you, what's that key to not lose momentum when you have months in between your last team practice to now this one?
I'll say the work I put in over the summer, like getting with DQ, getting with Sawyer, getting with all the quarterbacks, like going over the plays. We had player-led meetings, player-led walkthroughs, player-led 707. So like having all that, I feel like that kept the momentum going into fall camp.
Pretty comfortable with both those guys?
Yeah.
With the two quarterbacks? What
Yeah.
have you seen from those guys?
I saw leadership from both of them. They make great decisions on the field. They push the whole team. They're not just pushing the offense. They talk to the defense. So I feel like the leadership was a big factor between both of them.
Talk a little bit about Coach Spavital. Do you feel more comfortable with him, and do you think he feels more comfortable with you now that fall has kind of come around?
Yeah, I feel like a lot more comfortable. Like he takes and check in on us, and we can have a conversation about stuff. And I don't know, I feel like he's really a real player's coach, if that makes sense. Like I can joke around with him, laugh with him, stuff like that. So I feel like it's pretty good.
Might have been just Matt Jones talking, but he said you guys kicked them pretty good the first 3 days of spring.
Who?
And Matt Jones said you kicked the defense pretty good the first 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
They won the rest of the days. How do you feel about that? Did you see them, I guess, get better though? I mean,
Most definitely. Like, because defense, I feel like they always come with energy, and I feel like they have us make us have energy. Like we can be dead, defense have energy. Be like, oh no, we got to match their energy. But I feel like we did get on them a few times during the spring, but they came back even harder, and like they picked it up throughout the spring, and we was going. They took over a little bit, but then we started going back and forward.
First day of practice, how's it feel to get back out there, and can you sense the same intensity from the spring?
It feels great to get back out there. Summer workout, we all worked hard. Offense, defense, special teams, however you want, coaches, we all worked hard this off season. So getting back out there and just showing getting to see the fruits of our labor, it was pretty cool to see. It was good.
Sean talked about a more intense day of Aranda. What does that look like from your perspective?
And more intense day of Aranda is just I want it and I want it now type of thing. So we also just got a chip on our shoulder on the defense. So it's kind of just different from Tron seeing it and then from us seeing it because he's calling the defense. So we just see we got a chip on our shoulder type of thing. So just go out there and just got to play hard, play fast, and play physical, our brand of football.
is there maybe a little bit of that chip on, maybe specifically for the DBs? I think y'all only had 7 interceptions last year. Is there a little bit of chip there in that group too?
Yeah, all the guys getting inside that playbook. A lot of guys making themselves available, as in depth. Depth plays a big role. We got guys who can play, fly around, run, cover, and all that type of things. But to answer your question, yeah, it is a big chip on our shoulder. We feel like we can lead this defense. We feel like we can be a big part of this defense. So.
Snacks being back, what do you feel like he adds to that group? I guess you know him as Snacks, right?
Yeah, Snacks. Yeah, Snacks, bro. Energy. Brings a lot of energy. When he makes a play, you're going to feel it. And, as a defense, we feed off of that. We feed off of guys showing their emotion. We feed off of that. That's our swagger. So, he brings that swagger. He brings that energy. So, it's good to have him here.
Does it feel like he never left kind of thing when he's in that secondary with y'all and how it kind of all flows together?
See, I wasn't here when he was here. So, I'm a sophomore, but, I always seen, on film, looking back, he was flying around making plays, and he was always a confident guy, always had that swagger with him. So, even me, I look up to that. I look up to people having swagger on the field because that's how I want to represent my game as well. So, it's cool having him back, glad he's back type of thing.
You kind of touched on it, but what is it like to have Dave Aranda really focused on the defense? Just what is it like?
It's pretty cool. I want to say I said this before, but he led LSU 2019 defense, one of the greatest defenses in LSU history. So we know he got what it got, got what it takes, and I believe in Coach. We all believe in Coach from the offense and defense especially. So it's cool having him.
You've got some young guys back there in the secondary. Have they kind of meshed well with y'all, and who stood out among the young guys in that group?
Young guys that stood out. The young guys, they're learning. They're learning. Some of them in the learning curve. Some of them are getting out of that learning curve. But the young guys are coming to play. They're learning. They're watching extra film. It's cool to see young guys watch extra film and trying to make themselves available to play, to be an asset for the team. But one guy that I would say is standing out is Chris Wakoma. Comes in with a lot of energy, coming in ready to ball, always got a good attitude about himself, always willing to work extra. So I would say him.
I guess you're a young guy too, but
Yeah.
you had a pretty good year last year. Like, how do you kind of keep that momentum going from your individually good season to this year?
I say for me, it's just building, never getting complacent, always wanting to learn, always wanting to be the best, and wanting to grasp everything that I can take. Whatever's out there to get, I want to get it. So it's kind of just having that mentality of thinking like that.
How has it been adjusting to playing more deep safety, and do you know kind of what balance you'll play between deep and star?
So it's cool playing deep safety. It's different, but like I like to learn. So like I'm not gonna be like, no, I don't want to play high safety. But like I like to learn. So like I'm embracing it. But see me at high end nickel. I mean, I don't know, like half and half or whatnot. But yeah, see me at both.
What's the difference from a defensive perspective and the challenge that a Spavital offense brings you guys on a daily basis compared to maybe what a Grimes offense?
Two different offenses. One is spread. So Spav offense is more spread. A lot of passing, downhill run game. Grimes offense, it wasn't as much passing, wide zone, things of that nature. So it's just two different styles of offenses, but both got its perks, I guess.
Tempo, did you notice tempo difference?
Oh yeah, we noticed that in spring. Yeah, that tempo get on you, but it's good for us because teams like to utilize that as a weapon. And with us seeing it in the spring and us seeing it now in fall camp, I mean, it's not going to be a weapon for another team. So glad that we get to see it, glad that we get to go against it as well.
Anything else for Carl? Thanks, Carl.
Yes, sir.